Y'all come and sit down and shut the door. We got some more juice on Diddy. Remember that girl that we were talking about yesterday, Capricorn Clark, who has been, it looks like, throwing shade at Cassie. But then when you find out why, you see why she got so much animosity. Allegedly, according to Suge Knight, go watch my video on it. I posted it yesterday, okay? Suge Knight said that Capricorn Clark basically got the Cassie treatment. Diddy laid paws on her. And she is still going at it, calling out everybody in the record industry and literally saying the last 11 years of her life, she's had to deal with everyone's nonsensical allegiance to the devil. Y'all, we are going to get into that. I'll give you a little bit of background, but also, y'all, if Diddy knew what was good for him, and I'm not saying he's behind this because this is all alleged, he hasn't been found guilty in a court of law. This is my opinion. Let me know your opinion in the comments respectfully. But y'all, honestly, I know Diddy is sitting here telling everybody in his camp, please stop defending me. Please stop defending me. The latest person to literally get up and pledge their allegiance to, according to Capricorn Clark, the devil Diddy is who is it? John Legend's ex-manager. And also, she worked for Bad Boy Records for a long time. She's out here on Twitter trying to go in on Jaguar Wright and defending Diddy. You know you are on the wrong side of history. When at the end of the day, almost everything that Jaguar said has proven to have some validity to it. Granted, I don't know everything she said, but the things I heard seem to have some validity. Y'all, we gonna get into these tweets. Is this the best key PR campaign that Diddy can do? And after everything that we found out about Cassie, why are you still trying to defend this man? I know Diddy feels like, shh, please, beloved, just please be quiet. But you know what? This is how Diddy was able to get on with it for all these many years because everybody was defending him. All right, y'all, let's actually get into this because, yeah, it's a mess. Okay. So if you guys want to know who Capricorn Clark is, watch my old video. I'm just joking, right? If you guys want to know who actually Capricorn Clark is, she was at one time Diddy's loyal personal assistant for a few years. She also was assistant, so to speak, to Cassie, helped out with Cassie. On top of that, she is rumored to be Lauren London's real sister, play sister, definitely BFF. They were as tight as can be. Now, when you look online, there's a lot of conflicting reports about whether she is actually Lauren London's blood sister. That doesn't take away from the fact of the atrocity that happened to her. Just real quick, Lauren London, she is a notoriously tight-lipped about her family. You cannot find on Google searches, at least, who her daddy is, who her mama is. She's rumored to have a little brother. Maybe she doesn't. Listen, at the end of the day, her and Capricorn Clark are tight. Why is that important? Because it led to her association with Lauren London and by proxy being cool with Cassie and knowing what's going on in Cassie's life literally led to one of the vicious, most violent beat downs that she has ever had, that she says that haunted her and made her life hell in 2011. Suge Knight in his jailhouse phone calls, because Suge is giving up tapes. Go watch the old video if you want to see what was said, right? Suge Knight literally said that when Diddy found out that Cassie was messing with Kid Cudi, he told Cassie, I'm going to teach him a lesson. I'm going to blow his car up in the driveway. But I'm going to wait until everybody, his friends and stuff, are over his house before it happens. 10 days later, after he told Cassie, the car went kaboom. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why did he not get arrested for that? But this lets you know the level of power that Puffy had back then. Because even Kid Cudi, who was involved with that, literally shut up and put his head down because he did not want to go against who was one of the people who was the most powerful man in the recording industry at that time. Puffy could make or break a career, and nobody wanted to go against him. So, where are we at? The car goes kaboom, but Puffy wasn't done. Because when Puffy found out that this according to Suge Knight, when Suge Knight is alleging that when Puffy found out after he blew up the car, he literally delivered a beat down to Cassie. Literally. But get this. he also turned his anger to Capricorn Clark because in his mind, Capricorn Clark knew what was going on with Cuddy and Cassie trying to talk. And she knew because Lauren London was the nexus. And on top of that, he erupted in rage for her allowing to happen, even though people are saying Capricorn Clark only turned the other way. She was viciously assaulted, worse than Cassie ever has been. So bad that she got a settlement from the Puffy's record company, not Bad Boy, but the parent company, got a settlement from it. That's how bad she was injured. It took her forever to heal. On top of that, to add insult to injury, it is rumored that Puffy then let rumors be released that the reason she was fired was because she had been stealing money from him. Could you imagine being brutalized and then somebody spreading that? True to that rumor, she was basically blacklisted from from being an assistant or being in the industry again. Again, let's not forget, Puffy had the power to ruin people's lives. Capricorn Clark also tweeted some mess about Cassie a couple of weeks ago where people actually thought that she was throwing shade. Hold on, let's get into it. The gist of her shade was saying, right? You got to be willing to walk away from the money. She said, don't take the path of the wicked. Don't follow those who do the devil. Stay away from that path. Don't even go near it. Turn around and go another way. Doors be unlocked. You got to be willing to walk away from the money. Full stop. 2011 is hell. She basically said that she walked away from the money, but Cassie was tempted by the devil. Again, this may or may not be true. And honestly, it sounds like the relationship between Cassie and Capricorn Clark was very complicated. Capricorn Clark, allegedly, according to Suge, suffered a violent beating, all because Cassie and what she was doing. And on top of that, Capricorn Clark walked away from the money, okay? Cassie refused to do that in any way, shape, or form. All right, y'all. Well, guess what? She actually tweeted again, and this time she went in. She literally said every black woman she said black women end up being the sacrifice for the effery. The last 11 years of my life, I had to deal with everyone's nonsensical allegiance to the devil. I pray that ends. I don't think highly of any of you. Can't keep your head down and pretend ish is cool no more. Do better. She also went on to say, they will skin you and wear you, baby girl, then pretend they never even wanted the skin. Kim was the only person who didn't switch up. The only one. Dark times. I'm personally very triggered. I pray it's over. I never deserved this. Stop. She put protect black women in real life and R.I.P. Kim. I do find it interesting, right? That at the end of the day, people went up for Cassie really, really hard. I do find it, and rightfully so, okay? This isn't the oppression Olympics, but I do find it hard that Capricorn went through this. Everybody knew allegedly she went through. She seems to be confirming everything Suge says. But at the end of the day, she is saying everyone's nonsensical allegiance to the devil. She is talking about Cassie. She is talking about the head of security. She is talking about the people now coming out being like, oh my God. She said that literally Kim was the only one who didn't switch up, the only one that didn't sell out for Puffy's money, the only one that tried to stick to what was right. Now, you can take that with a grain of salt, but given the alleged complicated history that Clark feels toward Cassie, I think it's like, you know what? Just like I didn't tell Cassie who to feel, at the end of the day, Cassie and Diddy's relationship actually spilled over into Clark's real life and had consequences on her money, on her body, and her mental health. Okay? Cassie has not responded. We don't know. And to be honest with you, I don't actually know if she's actually talking about Cassie specifically, but it seemed like she took enough shots that it is. She also might be talking about Diddy's head of security. the guy that was named in the lawsuit that just basically announced yesterday that Diddy needed to pay him off when he said, because I have 2 daughters and I need to do what's best for my daughters. And I said, boy, if you don't go sit down, how do you have 2 daughters and you need to go do what's best for your daughters? But when Cassie was being literally dog walked, and I'm not even doing that to be disrespectful, I mean it to say how disgusting what he did to her was, okay? The bodyguard literally didn't say anything. This was Diddy's former head of security who Cassie says cried with her after witnessing the abuse. Imagine the head of security seeing a grown man do that to someone and even witness after that and just cry with her. He said, I seen it, I saw it, and was involved with it for years. He said, this is not meant to be threats or snitching or anything like that against Cassie or Diddy or anyone else. This is me telling my truth as I truly remember it for 2 reasons. 1, because I have 4 daughters, so on all dudes, my truth has seen it, saw it, and was involved with it for years. It was Roger Bonds. He was also named in Diddy's lawsuit. Now, again, to me, y'all talk about these women taking cash grabs. Maybe I'm misinterpreting what he's saying, but it sounds to me like he wants Diddy to pay him off and letting everybody else know I am available for testimony, because it's funny how you stayed quiet until you saw how much money was flowing and you're doing it for your daughters. Man, shut up. How old are these girls? I bet you some of them were alive while Cassie was with Diddy. But anyway, let's also get into the way Diddy's people need to be quiet. And when I say quiet, they need to be quiet. At the end of the day, okay, it seems like Diddy's troops are rallying to try to say that, like, oh, well, all these people making up lies, blah, 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 blah. She literally actually tweeted about Erica. If you guys don't know Erica, she was a bridesmaid at Kimora Lee Simmons. Her and Kim Porter were both bridesmaids at Kimora Lee Simmons' wedding. So what happened? Both of them died under very mysterious circumstances. And a lot of people wanted to bring that up. So Naomi Cochran had something to say about that. Because, yeah, it's all in the name of. So she said, of course, Erica was bipolar. She took her own blank. Her parents, like many Black parents, didn't want that in the papers. But if you even search her name on Twitter, it was known. Again, Naomi, who are you to actually put out someone's information like this? Some real information to go after Jaguar Wright? She said, now Jaguar Wright's done got a hold of it, and it's retelling the story on the Clock app with this unsolved mystery music. This does not honor Erica. Neither does what you just said. Bling came out before Puff even started dating Cassie. Now, I do want to say one thing about Bling. Erica even tweeted herself that the protagonist was a mixture of basically Puffy and I'm guessing maybe Russell Simmons. I don't know. I do know this. She tweeted herself that the protagonist of Bling and the girl, Mimi, okay, literally reminded her of the Puff Diddy situation. I'm sorry, the Puff Cassie situation, Diddy Cassie situation so bad. Again, it was based on Puff, and this goes on the show that Diddy basically might be the same person in every relationship. It don't matter who he is with. They also went on to say, and despite all the Kimora's best friend setup, people just keep skipping right over the fact Russell was right there as source material. But also, she was also a bridesmaid. Like, okay. And I DM'd the person who first did the thread to tell them all of this last Thursday night and Friday when I first saw it. It didn't matter. How does it not bother you to unearth the names of these souls y'all don't know ish about except the most tenuous of connections? She's not done. Just to have something to say. Meanwhile, there are real people being re-traumatized and upset because somewhere the lines of actual and real life have been blurred and folks act like people you've never seen in person with your own eyes or just conceptual or something. It also doesn't help. It also doesn't help expose or stop anyone's movements to latch into fake salacious stories. If anything, it threatens to drown out the real stories. If you know the real stories, then come out and say it. But let's keep going. This isn't justice. This is gossip, silly gossip. The fact that the allegations that are coming forth are apparently literally too domestic for folks is infuriating. Not too many of y'all don't really care to see justice and accountability for real. You just want to hear more stories. Those two things aren't the same. Also, why are people listening to Jaguar Wright? She ain't doing ish but repeating gossip and remixing it in the process. And people will talk about how she's not well and repeat something she said like it's gospel in the same breath. Make it make sense. It's protect black women except when they're, gone? Or except when folks think they lied about their son's father? Or except when their baby daddy, who literally ain't so much as called to check on his son for damn 20 years, is about to, is talking about his so-called suspicions over IG? Please. She goes on to say, y'all been dragging half and untruths about black women's lives up and through social media in the name of exposure. All right? Let me tell y'all something. And let me just tell y'all something really well. Naomi is annoying. She's John Legend's former manager, like I said. And again, like I always say, I think she worked for Bad Boy. Granted, she would maybe know a little more about Erica Kennedy's cause of death, okay? But I think we got to ignore everything else she said in the thread. Again, I followed her for a while on Twitter, and most people don't know her background, but her hate for Jaguar is odd. Now, listen, she might actually know Erica's family, and that's why she's exposing how she actually passed away. But again, I need to say her vendetta against Jaguar just seems personal. Like it's the behind the scenes reason why you can't stand her. Because who can deny, again, who can deny that a lot of what Jaguar has said turned out to be true? Now, I wouldn't be shocked if she maybe added some razzle dazzle on the stories. But to pretend it was all made up, baby, that's a stretch. Like Naomi has lost the plot. Jaguar Wright was exposing mostly the Neo Soul Clique. And the last thing on Naomi, it's amazing to me that she's spending her time doing. While technically she's not a full-fledged Diddy apologist, she did work for Bad Boy as an entertainment lawyer and then later as a high-up marketing position. She had a high-up marketing position, if I'm not mistaken. So she would know a lot. And if you're going to expose anyone or anything, then why are you wasting time nitpicking irrelevant stuff? Now, granted, she might have an NDA on her, but the fact that she doesn't know how weird she's being, again, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and hope she got permission from the family before exposing Erica's business like that, if what she's saying is true. Because just like we don't know Jaguar Naomi, we don't know you either. So provide some receipts. Because if not, you're actually way worse than Jaguar, the girl you're dragging for making the Twitter thread. Right? And you're worse than Jaguar even speaking on Erica because you're now exposing business that maybe her family doesn't want out. But again, you guys, it's all irrelevant because the bigger picture is that the predators in hip hop are finally being exposed. And not only that, this Me Too movement, unlike the last one, actually has people paying attention. And instead of providing actual info that will help corroborate the victim's stories, instead you choose to chastise people for actually taking an interest and trying to uncover themselves the dark and seedy past of the people you work for. And according to you, since you know so MFing much, you could speak on, because you ain't have a problem speaking on Erica being bipolar and deleting herself according to you. Y'all, I am tired. I am tired. I am through. What y'all think about this? I think, first of all, when it comes to Cassie and this girl, Capricorn, Lauren London's play sister, maybe sister, whatever, y'all, I don't know. I feel like people have the right to feel what they feel because at the end of the day, Cassie's foolishness actually, and her drama actually spilled out in her life and had real world consequences. And unlike her, Capricorn, that left, maybe she didn't have no choice, but she left. She looks at Cassie as like, you could have left and you chose not to, and you chose to go back. Now, we know it's because Cassie was being mentally abused, so I'm not at all blaming Cassie, but I can see how Erica actually got I'm sorry, not Erica, Capricorn actually got the worst case scenario that Cassie was trying to afford. And they were both in their own hell, just different ways. But I do think they need to come together and point the finger at Diddy. But Capricorn's doing the right thing. She's pointing the finger at everybody else also that kept their mouth shut. But this girl Naomi and these Diddy apologists, I'm sick of people coming in criticizing the way people are spreading truth, criticizing, do this and that. When at the end of the day, Jaguar Wright seems to be more right than she was wrong. And baby, you work for these mofos, so why don't you come up with some information? Instead of sitting there calling people all types of dummies and idiots and sounding like a Diddy apologist. Y'all, what y'all think in the comments? Let me know in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.